Hi, I'm Danny Ladely, director of the Mary Riepma Ross Media Arts Center, talking about the Oscars. I think it's interesting, and most people may well know this because it's been in the press a lot, but it's the way the Oscars get chosen, I think, is a very interesting process because it's very complicated and it's not very well known, except that, I mean, it's a little bit secretive in some ways. And it's so complicated that it's sort of hard to understand. Academy members, of course, get voted in by other Academy members. You have to be, in the business. There are different branches. The actors, of course, and then producers, directors, editors, documentarians, so on and so forth. There's a branch for almost every kind of aspect of filmmaking. And it's kind of a two-pronged process. So first we get the nominations, and actually the films that are nominated within the branches. So if you are a director, you're nominating directors. If you are an actor, you're nominating actors. If you are a documentary filmmaker, you're nominating documentary films, although that's a little different process, so I'll have to get back to that. And then the Best Picture Award, everybody gets to nominate. And once the nominations are made, then everybody gets to vote on most of the categories, except for the real specialty ones, like documentary film and foreign film. And foreign film is really interesting, foreign language film, because that was kind of a dark horse or a surprise last night. So I'll get to that in a minute. But they do it, it's just not who gets the most votes. They do it like first of all, who gets the most votes, that's number one position, then who gets the second most votes, that's number two position, and so on and so forth, until you finally end up with 5 winners, but some of the ones that are down there at the bottom might have not gotten very many votes. So it's a kind of a strange, complicated process. And then when you come to things that are very specialized, like the documentary films and the foreign films, the documentary films get voted on for nominations, and they come up with a short list. A special committee looks at the short lists, and the committee members have to see them, and then they vote on those films that are just on the short list, not all the documentaries out there, or not just the 5, to come up with the 5. And then you got another round of voting again that has to do with another special committee. There's the same committee, and they're picking out who's going to win out of those documentaries. Foreign films are really even more bizarre and strange. Each country is allowed to nominate one film, just one only, and then those get picked and put on a short list, and then there's a committee. Not all the Academy members vote on them, but there's a special committee. They have to come to the Academy or other theaters in LA and see the films. And this year and last year and a couple of other years previous, what happened was you end up with a film that's a winner, like last night, Departures from Japan, which I'm sure is a very good film, and I want to show it. I've been trying to track it down from the distributor, but it's not been seen hardly any place in the United States except by the Academy members, and maybe a film festival or two here. So everybody's sort of like, what's that? So it's a very complicated, kind of odd process, but for the most part, I think it works. It seems it's the main thing to remember. It's peers selecting their own peers. The Academy members are voting on films that are made by themselves, by their own membership, and I think that makes it, even though it's controversial and people will argue about it to no end, that makes it something I think is important to take note of and watch.